thank you for everybody who has fought with us over the years. And most of you guys know when I first got into office, I sat with many of you, talking to Sal, Terry, Frank. I'm going to mess up because I always leave somebody out, right? Herrera's, Father Moretta's, and the 6-hour meetings that we were having here over and over and over with some of the people who are standing here with us today. And for those who didn't show up to some of those meetings, they also had meetings on Mondays. Every Monday, we met about this. While I was here, then I'm in the legislature, so I can't come most of the time. But nonetheless, we made an attempt. And every single time we knew that this was our top priority in our communities. And we've sat here for a long time. And last year, we celebrated the closing of Exide. We celebrated that the state was able to kick in close to $8 million for some of the cleanup at a time when we only knew that 1,000 homes were affected. Then we put an advisory board committee. Like, it wasn't the best and the perfect thing to do in some ways, but what it did do, though, is it kept pressure on state departments, DTSC, and it kept everybody informed. Because the chief complaint when we first got into office here was there was no communication, no transparency, and there was no way to talk to any of the departments. But every month they met here, and they traveled around all the southeast cities. And yes, we yelled at each other, and yes, we argued, and some of you yelled at me. I get it, that's what happens. No. But what we did do, because even if you take a look at the $176 million, a lot of those ideas and a lot of our complaints will be incorporated, from local jobs to the way we route the trucks, and all the other things that we had talked about at the time, to a technical advisor who translated some of the dense materials, if you guys remember what DTSC was giving us, into what it really actually meant. And we continue to work. At the beginning of the year, after long conversations with Father Moretta and some of you guys, we took even bolder action. We wrote a letter to the DA and engaged them to start participating in this. If you recall, when we met at La Parrilla, and we decided that there was a route we were going to take. We were going to go to the DA. We were going to go to the AG. And the AG is in process, but we did go to the DA, and we had a good conversation, which we reported back to many of you. We said we were going to do an audit, and that's moving forward. That will be presented in the Assembly Joint Audit Committee over the next couple of months. We also talked about hearings. We did one in Sacramento, and some of us here participated, and some of you drove up. Supervisor Solis was there and helped us out with that, and then we did a press conference there. And we also committed to one in the district so that we would keep up the pressure and we would continue to fight to ensure that our neighborhoods and our communities are absolutely clean. Look, this fight is personal to me. It's personal because of the long-term relationships that we've built. It's personal because of our healthcare system, our healthcare that we currently face in these communities. And it's personal because I live here. And I'm raising a kid. Most of you guys know when we did the big celebration here, because Exide had finally closed, it was my little kid who was running around who tripped and turned off the microphone. And then Father Moretta gave us the stink eye at the Mass because he was. But these fights are personal. I've got family here. And we're not going to stop fighting until we ensure that it's clean, that our neighborhoods are clean, and we ensure that we take care of our community's health care. And at the end of the day, look, we're giving, the state's going to kick in close to $180 million. But we're also going to ensure that we hold Exide accountable. Y al finalmente vamos a seguir luchando para asegurar que Exide sea responsable por los crímenes que ha hecho aquí en nuestra comunidad y por destruir nuestro buen ambiente, y vamos a seguir luchando para mejorar nuestra comunidad, y agradezco mucho para toda la gente aquí que ha luchado con nosotros sobre los años. Muchas gracias y seguimos luchando. Okay.